Okay, I'm going to show you how to open up IronCAD and continue with our airplane re-engineering or reverse engineering. And we're going to start from scratch. So I'm going to go ahead and close out of IronCAD here. And I'm going to come in and I'm going to go to All Programs. And we're scrolling down. We're looking for the IronCAD folder. So IronCAD 2014 x64. We always want to make sure we get this correct file. So IronCAD 2014 is a very powerful 3D modeling software. We said that many large corporations, such as corporations the size of General Motors or Ford Motor Company or NASA, would use a 3D modeling software similar to IronCAD, if not IronCAD itself, to design components for their vehicles, or in NASA's case, even rockets for space travel. So to begin with, we're going to click on create a new scene document and OK. We just want to make sure this is selected. Then we click OK. Now we're going to choose metric. Metric is going to set our units of measurement to millimeters. And there are 10 millimeters in a centimeter, remember. These are the smallest marks on our ruler. And so we click on blue for the background and we click OK. Now that we have IronCAD opened, we need to open up the file that we worked with the other day. To open up an existing IronCAD file, we're going to come up here to the upper left-hand corner to this symbol, click on the symbol, and then we go to File and Open. Now we need to browse to our location of the file that we saved. So we're going to go to the My Documents folder, and I'm going to 7th grade. And now in here, we're going to look for the fuselage, and mine was named Use to Create Tutorial. And we're going to select Open. And here's the fuselage that we used in our first tutorial. So we're going to continue on here. We're going to select fuselage, and what we want to do is let's go ahead and orient this fuselage nicely. Let's look at the front. Okay, and that looks good. I'm actually going to go to the back. I'm using my view cube from the status bar here. Going to the back. Okay, we have it nice and square now. Looks good. We're going to go ahead. We're going to drag in another block. We're going to just position it right above. We'll do a fit scene here. We position it right above our fuselage. And we're going to click on it until it turns yellow. So that's one left click. And then we're just going to right click on one of the push pins. And we're going to select Edit Size Box. From the Edit Size Box menu, we're going to go ahead and input the width of our wings, which is 200. We're going to input the height of our wings, which is the height is 1, and the length is 38. So 38 for the length, 200 for the width, and 1 millimeter for the height. And we click OK. And when we do that, okay, you can see it's starting to show us what that is going to look like. And to run the command, we have to click on this blue space here. And now we can see we have our wing. It's hard to see, so let's go ahead and let's take a look at the top. So I'm going to use my view cube, and I'm going to select top. Okay, and now you can see I'm looking at the top of my wing. And I'm going to go ahead and select the orbit command so that you guys can see how we can rotate our part so we can three-dimensionally start to look at all of these different surfaces that we're working on and creating. Okay, but let's go back to top now, and let's do a fit scene, our left-hand magnifying glass. Okay, so our fuselage that we created earlier, we can actually hide that. We don't want to really, we don't need to see it right now. So let's just select it by left clicking on it. And then I'm going to right click on it. And I'm going to select hide selected. Okay, so we have hidden our fuselage. It's still there, but it's just hidden. All we have to do is right click on it again and we can unhide it. Okay, so let's start to shape our wing. To begin with, the first thing that we need to know is, where does our curved surface start? And that starts 30 millimeters from this corner. So I'm going to select the extrude wizard, left clicking, and now I'm going to right click and not let go. I'm going to drag a line along this top edge. Got a little bit ahead of myself there. We do first, before we can do that, we need to click on the surface we want to extrude. So I'm going to select this surface. You can see that surface was selected, and we're going to, oh, how nice. So we're just going to cancel out of here because I did not do that in the proper order. I'm going to have to repeat the process. Cancel. I go to extrude wizard. This time, guys, when you select the top surface, don't forget, like I did, and I'm going to click in the middle here, aim for the green dot. That way you just make sure you get the right spot. Sometimes people get edge or something and causes them problems, and it's not going to work. So we've selected our surface. Now we can do a remove material, and now we're going to, of course, click finish. Okay, so now I'm awake and ready to go. 2-point line. So I'm going to select my 2-point line here. Now we're going to right click. And we're going to not unclick until we drag this line a distance, nice and straight. We let go, and we're going to enter a length of 30. Now that we have our length of 30 entered, we're going to click OK. We are not changing the slope at all. And the next distance that we need to know is how far over does our curve come on our wing. So I'm measuring that right now, and it looks to me like it is another 30. So we're going to do a right click right here from the top right-hand corner. I am right clicking and not letting go, and I am dragging straight down. Now I'm going to let go, and I'm going to enter 30 again. So we have a length of 30 millimeters. Now what we're going to do is we're going to find the exact center of our wing. Because our block was exactly 200 millimeters in width, we can go ahead and add 70 to our existing 30. That's going to give us a total of 100, which is exactly half of 200. And that will be the exact center point of our wing. So I'm going to right click on this green dot right here, not on the yellow X. I am right clicking on this green dot, and I am going to drag down, let go, and enter a distance of 70 and click OK. So now I have located my center point, and I am going to use my 2-point line. I am going to left click here and just drag a straight line. We're going to delete this line later, so it doesn't matter how long it is, as long as, you know, you have a nice straight line. It is very important that that line is straight. We're going to use a trim command now, and we're going to trim off this existing 30 millimeter line that we used to locate the endpoint of our arc. I'm going to do a window zoom for you so that you can see what is happening with a little better clarity. I'm going to select by 3 points, and point number 1 of this arc is going to be right here. So I just left clicked on the end of that line segment. Now I'm going to left click on the end point of this line segment. So that's my second left click. Now I am just moving my mouse. I'm not clicking at all. Moving my mouse. I can control this arc, and we're going to give our wing a nice gentle curve. Let's say we're going to go right to here. That looks good. I'm going to left click again, and there is my nice curve. Now, let's say we wanted to make this a specific radius. We could click on our selection tool, select this arc that we just made, and here you see the radius. Perhaps we wanted it to be exactly 58. So I could enter 58 and press enter. Oh boy, I guess when I do that, you notice that it drags the line off of the edge here. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do that like I thought I could. So I'm going to press Control Z. Control Z will undo what we just did. You could also click on the undo button up top here, or Alt plus backspace. But I'm used to Control Z. I think most Windows users are used to Control Z for undo. So I'm pressing Control Z, and there we go. We have just undid what we tried. So apparently, we're just going to leave it at this for right now. It's good enough for our purposes. I'm going to do a fit scene. Now we're going to mirror these wing segments, these line segments, to the other side of our wing. So I'm going to use the mirror command, and I am going to select entities, and that's important, select entities. Okay, I already have one selected here, arc 0. I'm going to select the second one that I want, which is this line here. And now I'm going to choose my mirror axis. So I select the choose mirror axis over here. And when I click on this line that we put in earlier, it's going to automatically show you little blue dashed lines where that's going to go. But your line that you choose for your mirror axis is not going to change color. So I clicked it. I can see my blue dashed lines here. That's what's going to happen. I'm going to press the green check mark. Everything looks good. So we check, and there we go. We now have a wing that is symmetrical. Okay, both sides are the same. We could fold it over in half, and it would have symmetry. So we're going to select the trim command. We're going to trim this line. We're going to trim this line. And now I'm going to use a polyline. The polyline is easy because everywhere we left click, it makes an endpoint to a line. So I'm left clicking right on this green dot to begin with, dragging straight up. And now I'm going to drag straight over to the right. Now I'm dragging straight down. While straight is not important, it does look a little nicer. Going straight to the left here, and now I'm going straight back up, and I'm going to make sure I snap onto this red endpoint of that line, and there we go. We have enclosed everything, so now we can trim off these corner edges of our wing by simply clicking on Finish. When we click on Finish, there you go. You can see the extrude box. If you wanted to, you could manipulate these arrows to control how thick or how much we are extruding. I don't want to, So I'm just going to click in this blue area here, and there we have our finished wing. So now that our wing is finished, I'm going to go ahead and I am going to rename this part 2. We're going to name this wing. And we're also going to, I click down here in this white area. I'm also going to right click on fuselage, and I'm going to do a show all, and we can see everything again. Okay, let's go ahead and let's assemble this wing in a later tutorial. So in a little later tutorial, I'll show you how to actually insert this wing into the fuselage.